Welcome to this month's video, a book review, The Christmas Pig by J.K. Rowling. Released in 2021, I first became aware of this book's existence only earlier this year. The story follows a young boy named Jack and his most prized possession, Der Pig, DP for short. DP is a stuffed pink pig, and Jack loves him above all things, and he's had him since he was a little boy, and he tried to say the pig, but it came out as Der Pig, as young children slur their speech. So the name stuck as Der Pig. And early on in the book, Jack's parents separate, which is very unfortunate, and they downsize to a smaller house, and he has to go to a new school. And his first day to school, he brings DP with him to sort of show off to the class and to really comfort him because he's really alone and doesn't know anyone else. And at this new school of Jack's, there's this program where older upper class students are paired with the younger elementary school kids, which Jack's of that age, and really bond one-on-one. That's something that was done at my school when I was back in elementary school. And the older student that picks Jack is named Holly. She's a great girl, very famous with gymnastics, and the two really hit it off, and they really become friends and vulnerable with each other. And not long into the story, Jack's mother starts dating a new guy, and eventually Jack gets to meet this guy. His name is Brendan, and we soon find out that Brendan has a daughter, and that daughter is Holly, which is pretty ironic. I didn't see that coming, to be honest. But this is first and foremost not just a Christmas story, but a book about things that we treasure, we love, cherish, and those things that we lose, and how to deal with loss. Really, a young boy losing his most prized possession. Now, Holly, feeling very threatened by Jack's mother, almost becomes a different person to Jack when the two families hang out together, and it becomes apparent that, Jack's mother and Holly's dad are becoming very serious, and starts bullying Jack and isn't very nice to him, and in a fit of total just impulse chucks DP out the window when they're driving down a snowy road, and Jack is just beside himself, and they stop the car. They're unable to find DP, and for Jack, Christmas is ruined. So later on in the story, they get Jack a replacement pig, and this new pig, a replacement, is known as the Christmas Pig, and that's the title of the book. And basically Jack rejects this replacement. Nothing can replace DP. His smell and greenish tint of not being washed and very dirty, just all the adventures that him and Jack have been through just can't be replaced by this new replacement Christmas Pig. And just Christmas Eve night is when all this is happening, and through a series of events, Jack and the Christmas Pig become lost. And this is where the story takes a magical turn, where Jack and the Christmas Pig are transported to a place called the Land of the Lost, and this is where all lost things go. So things like a stuffed pig, or really any possession in the physical world. So it's a pretty magical experience for Jack going to this new dimension, the land of the lost. And as we find out, 1 hour in the land of the lost is equivalent to 1 day in the real world. So Christmas Pig and Jack, they fall down into the land of the lost, but the section that all things enter when they become lost, they enter a place called Mislaid. Now, this is described as a giant warehouse type setting, and basically all things have 1 hour to become found by their owner. And if that happens, then they get transported back into the physical world with their owner. But if at the end of that 1 hour they're still lost, then they are designated to one of 3 places that they could go. There are 3 different places, as far as they know at that point, in the land of the lost. And the first place that we come to know where Jack and the Christmas Pig are taken to it's called Disposable. And really the whole reason why Jack goes to this place is to find DP. That's his whole mission throughout the whole book. It's really a simple plot. Young boy trying to find and reunite with his best friend, the thing he loves most, that he's lost. So that's his mission, and Christmas Pig is just the companion to help him. So they're taken to Disposable, and it's described as a pretty rundown western town. Got saloon doors to this one saloon place where they're briefed by the sheriff of the town, Sheriff Specs, and basically told that they're here because their owner doesn't really care that they're missing. They're not looking for them. They're not that wanted. And, out of all the places to be in Land of the Lost, this is the least desirable as far as they're concerned. Now, they quickly find out that there is a ruler of Land of the Lost, and that creature goes by the name the Loser. He eats all the undesirable things that don't have a home and really are truly forgotten and not wanted by their owner. So if a thing is taken from Disposable, if they're not upgraded, if you will, to a better section of the Land of the Lost, they're taken to the Loser's lair to eventually be eaten by the Loser, which is a giant, disgusting monster made out of all the metal, plastics, and basically shells and discarded pieces of things that it's consumed. And pretty interesting, we learn of a term in the book. It's called alivening, and that's when a thing becomes basically aware and conscious because of the feelings that its owner has expressed towards that thing. Even though Jack didn't really like or accept the Christmas Pig, he was bought by Holly as a replacement for Jack's DP, and because of that reason, those feelings were passed on to the Christmas Pig, to become fully aware and alive. So that's how things that are lost end up in Land of the Lost. They have to become alived, gone through alivening with their owner. But anyway, besides the point, Jack and Christmas Pig are given a brief tour orientation of what it's like at Disposable, and it's clear that DP's not there. They gotta go to another part of Land of the Lost, so they really gotta figure a way to get out of there. And I almost forgot that Jack is a living boy, a human, and that's not really allowed in the Land of the Lost. That's really unprecedented. So they got to make up this whole backstory for him, that he's Pajama Boy, that he's got his own cartoon, and his powers are sleep and something else. But anyway, that's his cover story for pretending to be a boy, to not being a boy, passing himself off as a toy. But anyway, they make friends, really bully a tin lunchbox in Disposable to smuggle themselves out of Disposable without being noticed and found out, to the next land in Land of the Lost, which is Bother It's Gone, where more desirable things are inhabiting there, where their owners actually care about them and really looking for them. So, much nicer place, described as a town looking like a little Christmas town. Doors almost like gingerbread houses and very pretty Christmas lights, and there's a tour guide by a address book that is very corrupted, that they learn some things from, and really Jack and Christmas Pig meet this poem. It's a piece of paper with a poem on it, and that's really their only friend in Bother It's Gone, because the mayor of Bother It's Gone, Mayor Cheese Grater, really sets his minions, the loss adjusters, looking for Christmas Pig and Jack, because word's gotten out that there's things that shouldn't be down here, and they're trying to find them. So the loss adjusters are basically henchmen of the cheese grater, by extension the loser, to really transport and really shift around things that change in status. They're described as very intimidating things like a penknife or a knitting needle or even a pair of scissors. So very, very whimsical characters, and J.K. Rowling really does go all out in the Land of the Lost. And Poem, like I said, is their only friend in Bother It's Gone town, so she guides them to a secret tunnel out of Bother It's Gone. That's how they escape, and takes them to this place that they just learned of. It's called the Wastes of the Unlamented, and it's basically this wasteland of just stray things that are trying to stay away and basically on the run from the loser that's trying to capture them. And once they reach the end of this tunnel to the wastes of the unlamented, they meet up with a compass that guides them basically through this place to safety, where she tells them of this third place that they were never told about, even though there were 3 options of where they could go in Mislaid. The tour guide in Bother It's Gone, the address book, denied that there was a third place to go, and Jack insists that, oh, that's where DP has to be, because I cherish him so much. And this place is called the City of the Mist, where things that are very loved and cherished by their owners go to, and we find other things, not just physical things, but traits and habits and addictions from humans that are also manifest there, sort of like, to give you examples, happiness. If someone up in the human world lost their happiness or ambition, that is where they're sent to, because they can easily get it back, but you know, that's something that maybe a human really wants to get back, but they can't really find it from one thing or another in their life. But anyway, they make it there, and sadly, DP is nowhere to be found, and they soon find out about this other place in the Land of the Lost that very few things know of, because the people, the Lost Adjusters and the Loser, don't want word getting out that this place exists. It's called the City of the Beloved, and Christmas Pig and Jack eventually get there, and they make a startling revelation, and beyond that, they are their adventure takes them to the Loser's lair, which is where the Loser, the almighty great evil ugly beast that rules the Land of the Lost, lives, where he consumes and captures his unwanted things. It's inside this big fiery crater where the Loser's lair is at. But anyway, it's a very oh gosh, there was so much meat in the bones of this story. I mean, so many characters and things, for lack of a better word, that we get to meet along Jack's journey, and to just tell you how strong the writing was. One of the things that they meet along their way is a blue stuffed bunny and a blue stuffed bunny and who was he with? Blue stuffed bunny and a broken angel that was the tree decoration on Jack's Christmas tree back in the human world. And being with just these things for brief moments, J.K. Rowling made me, as the reader, really care and get really emotional about these things that we get to briefly interact with, and that's just strong storytelling right there, having that big emotional connection with the side characters that we get to meet, very impactful. And like I said, it's a story about loss, a young boy losing his most prized possession, and how we deal with things that we lose, and basically not where things that we lose or certain family traumas force us to grow up, but how this how we deal with this in our lives, and how we grow as people. And one moment. I feel like I've been rambling, but this book is only 270 pages, but still it is so filled with characters, details, descriptions, and I can't recommend it highly enough. I give it 5 out of 5 stars, and it's really targeted towards children, but anyone can really enjoy it. From, I'd say, a 3rd grade reading level and up would be appropriate for this book. And you can read this book any time of year, not just around Christmas time, but it does take place during Christmas. And I won't spoil the ending, whether Jack finds DP or not, and what happens to the Christmas pig, but for any of you parents that might be concerned about subject matter, or if it's appropriate for your children, it does have a happy ending, so I would take comfort in that, going in spoiler free. But like I said, I would give it 5 out of 5 stars. I can see myself reading it in about 3 to 5 years. Um, it's really a world where you can easily get lost in it, and even though it only took me a few days to read, I couldn't wait to go back and visit the land of the lost and continue Jack's journey with Christmas Pig to find DP. And towards the end, Jack is faced with a dilemma of, you know, does he really want to get DP back, and at the cost of losing the Christmas Pig, which he's shown nothing but really disdain, and having to put up with him just to ultimately get to his ends a goal, which is to find DP. It really tugs at your heartstrings at the end, and having a writer make you care about a stuffed pig, she definitely did her job with this one, and I really hope J.K. Rowling continues to write all genres of books, not just Christmas children's books. But another Grand Slam book from J.K. Rowling, and I was really excited to read this one and give you my take on it. I hope I haven't given too much away, and reading is one of those things I cherish, and to be able to recommend this book to you, I'm happy to do, and I hope you give it a chance. The Christmas Pig by J.K. Rowling, 5 out of 5 stars. That is this month's video. Hope to see you in my video next month. Cheers.